There are a million and one different options for conditioning. You've got treadmills, you've got ellipticals, you've got rowers, you've got bikes of all sorts, you've got sleds, but there is one piece of equipment that I think is the absolute best for most people. There's a piece of equipment that I think is the most underrated, and that is this bad boy. This is the Concept 2 SkiErg, and I want more people using it. This is why. Hey guys, this is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today I want to talk about the piece of equipment, conditioning equipment, that I think is the most underrated. The piece of equipment that I think fewer people are using than most others, and the reason being is most people don't know it exists or they don't see it as popular as many other options. Now we're here in the beautiful backyard, and that's one of the reasons that the SkiErg is so nice. You can use it anywhere, which is similar to what you see with like a rower or something like that, but there are some specific features about the SkiErg that really make it my favorite piece of conditioning equipment. I have used nearly every piece of conditioning equipment category and the products within those categories. I'm talking treadmills, rowers, air bikes, spin bikes, sleds, ellipticals, a lot of them. But in my garage gym, out of the many options I use, outside of like a non-motorized treadmill, because I do a lot of walking, this is the one that I use most often. And there's reasons for that, but the biggest reason of all is its approachability. Now, let me tell you what approachability is. The ability to just walk up to something without any intimidation, without any thought, without any, like, you don't just have to think about it, you just go. That's the reason that I most like the SkiErg. And what I mean by that is there's no setting up, there's no hopping on, there's no putting your feet in, there's no strapping, there's no turning it on, there's none of that. The handles are just up above. I can be naked, sometimes I am in my garage. I grab these handles, I don't have to hook on or anything like that, and I go to town. Now obviously the ability to like approach it at any time without strapping in and anything like that, it removes friction, and removing friction allows you to use the equipment more often. That's something I often talk about, is like people should remove more friction from the things they want to accomplish. It's something James Clear in Atomic Habits talks about removing friction so you can actually put it in places where you want to use it, that sort of thing. And the ability to move this anywhere, and also the ability to just jump on and go, is something that allows me to use it more often. However, the other thing about it that is different from most other conditioning pieces is I can freely move while using it. When I'm on here, I'm not strapped in my legs at all. There's this platform, but I can attach it to the wall and have even more movement where these are gone. I can do wide leg standing. I can do like lunge style. I can jump. Most often when I start, I do it like this, where I come down just to kind of get going. And then I switch my stance. I go wider. Those are all things that the SkiErg allows. And that's not even talking about like the quality of the product. That's just like the functionality and the way that it's designed. That's something with the functionality that the SkiErg allows that no other really piece of equipment that allows without the setup. We have sleds where you can like move around with them and use them in different places, but you have to have long space and you have to put the weight on, you have to set it up, everything like that. We have rowers that don't take a lot of setup. You have to put your feet in, you have to strap them down, you're locked into that seat, that sort of thing. We have treadmills, but you have to step up on the treadmill, click the button, everything like that. This, it's just so seamless. It's so easy to use. I just walk up and I start using it. And that's one of the reasons that I think more people should have the SkiErg, beyond just the functionality. However, the other benefit to the SkiErg is that it's freaking indestructible. Just like every other Concept 2 product, this is absolutely bomb-proof. I've had this one, I've got another one I've had at a gym, I had the old model, all of them, they all still work. If you find these on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, it's almost always a good buy, because you can either resell it or you can keep it and it's going to last forever. It's such a simple design, and that's one of the reasons I absolutely love Concept 2 products. The rowers are the exact same. The only time I've ever had a problem with a rower is we had like a few million miles on it and we decided to change out the bungee cord underneath because it just started losing slack. That's about the only issues you ever have with Concept 2 products, despite the amount of absolute abuse you can put on them. Every part of them is just really well done and minimalistic design. There's nothing extra about it. I've used other SkiErg type machines. They add magnets, they add these other features. You don't need them. You need something that's gonna work and last. And this one allows you to do both double hand, single hand. It's got a great monitor that's allowed you to see all the metrics that you need to see. It has a simple damper system that really you don't even need to think about. Just set it on 3 or 4 for most people. Depending on the type of work you're doing, you can do others. And that's pretty much it. Now there's multiple types of conditioning. Obviously there's like the HIIT style where you're doing like maximum output for a short amount of time, taking a rest and then going back at it. There's more like LISS, which is like lower intensity, steady state type stuff. So you're going longer. In my opinion, this works for both. Air bikes can kind of lean more towards the like HIIT style training because it is harder to do longer steady state stuff, I think, for most people. This, I would say, is somewhat similar to an air bike in that it can absolutely suck your soul and make you hurt very bad very quickly. And I think most people, like, they're like unassuming. They think it's going to be easy, then they step up and do it, and it's like, holy crap, like this is so much harder than I thought. However, keep using that word. What's a but? Is that the only other?
I think so.
But on the other hand, the other thing that you can do with it is you can do longer steady state stuff. I like to do 3 10-minute intervals each day, something I suggest to a lot of people. If I want to do like a 10-minute interval, which isn't like super long, but it's not a HIIT style training, I can hop on and just like easily start going to town. So I can just get going and start moving. It's very simple. It's kind of hard to attach a phone to watch something, which I think is a benefit because we should probably be watching less entertainment and doing more work. But the ability to just hop on here and go, if it's feeling harder, I can go a little bit, add a little bit more air inside the damper, makes it a little bit easier to get going, and I can just go. And the ability to like not have to stay planted, if I want to change my stance, if I want to go farther back, if I want to come closer, if I want to do one arm at a time, these are all things that you can do with the SkiErg and things that you can't do with other rowers, ellipticals, sleds, you name it. So this is almost a love letter to the SkiErg. There is so little I would change on this. I'm a critic. It's what I have to do. I have to review. There is one thing I'd love to add. I would love it if a company, Concept 2 preferable, came up with pulleys that also went on the bottom that you could attach this to. Then you could turn it into kind of a whole nother movement. So you could use it for like curls, and maybe you could put different handles on it to do like rotational work from the ground, those sorts of things. Other than that, there's not much I'd change about it. This is one of the most complete and perfect conditioning products that's out there. I've said that about very few products. I've used the SkiErg forever, and I still love it. I suggest you also get one. They're just that good. All right, this is Coop from Garage Reviews. Yes, I really like it. I have never done a video like, I've never like been like this like into a product, but man, they're just, Concept 2 products are just that good. It's the reason you go on Amazon or anywhere else and there's so many freaking 5-star ratings, just thousands and thousands and thousands. It's the reason people suggest them. They're just beautiful design. They release so few products, but you know when they're gonna release one, like the biker they did almost a decade ago. It's like, okay, like this is gonna be really good. And this is an example of what I think is their best. The rower outshines this, most people, but I would get this over a rower. All right, this is Coop from Garage Reviews. Have you used the SkiErg? What do you think about it compared to the rower? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you next time. Peace.